Hey everybody, how you doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Just a little quick video here I want to share with you. I got my guard dog out here. Supervisor's looking for something. Hope everybody's having a really good spring. It's coming up on summer here. It's June now of 2018, and I got a lot of videos in the queue that I've done recently about a lot of different products and stuff like that. And one of the things I realized is I've been keeping people updated about knife stuff more on Facebook and Instagram than I have on the YouTube channel. And one of the problems is the fact that I've got these Warrior Poet Society knives going out, and I'm not doing a video for every single one of them. The second thing is it seems that every platform has a different type of following. And for you that are following here on YouTube, I would probably ask to say, jump over to Instagram, check it out, or even Facebook if you haven't checked out my Facebook page, because I try to put some other stuff over there different than what I'm putting here on the YouTube channel. But I also wanted to put out a special video for a Warrior Poet knife that I just finished up. I'm going to be mailing out here shortly. It's Nathan's knife. And the reason why Nathan's knife is getting a little bit more attention is because of the finish that we put it at. Also the fact that I have to plug some pictures in here. My wife recently upgraded to an iPhone 8 Plus. It's big. But oh my gosh, the pictures are just beautiful. I mean, we're sitting here taking pictures. She came out of the house. She saw me, taking pictures with my iPhone 6. And she came out with her fancy big iPhone. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And she was taking pictures without any type of fancy editing or going in there and doing all the cropping and color and all that stuff. Just taking the picture. It was amazing, the quality and the clarity. Now granted, of course, you're going to see it a lot better on such a high resolution phone in the screen like hers versus some other ones. But just the quality of photos, it is just amazing. Oh man, if it wasn't that big, it would have been so tempting to get, but the thing is huge. Anyhow, let's go in the shop. I'm going to show you Nathan's Warrior. Okay, guys, hopefully the light's focused up okay. I got another thing I've been working on too, and again, and me being, not sharing everything with everybody here on YouTube, and I've got a bunch of videos coming out, but they're tools related, and some other stuff that's been coming out lately, but not an actual knife like I was doing in the past. This is another knife that's coming out right now. And it's a kitchen knife. It's a 12-inch full chef's knife, and I have 2 1/8-inch pins with a decorative pin over here, 10 millimeter, and this is acrylic stabilized, naturally colored, so it's just clear, and it's a curly maple with a little bit of burl up in the front there. So this will be a nice video coming up. I'll be making shortly and putting out for everybody to see here on YouTube. I brought you here for Nathan's knife. So let me set you guys down here for a second so you don't tear anything apart. There we go. Hopefully it's coming in okay. Again, I've got no screen, so I don't have a screen here, so I just got to try to make sure everything's even. So this video is going to be part of not just some information about the Warrior Poet Society, but also if anybody had questions about how they could have a Rogue or anything else in sizes and dimensions. I had somebody contact me recently about sizes, about the thickness of the knife and everything, because he gets a lot of really skinny scales for a lot of his knives, and he doesn't like that because he has a large size hand. I have a large hand too. I have long fingers, but I don't have a big, sausage fingers and stuff as some guys get teased about, but I do have a big hand, and I knew what this fellow was talking about. So Melvin, this is specifically for you. This is the Warrior, and what I did with this Warrior is I recently got a tool added to the shop here, and I got a video coming out on that, but I was able to do a different finish on this, and it's a sandblasting finish, and it gives it a matte gray kind of look. As you'll see in these pictures, it's just amazing. It looks really sharp with this olive drab. Now, if you're going to buy a Warrior Poet knife, the Warrior, they don't give you options of finishes and stuff like that, because when we first got into this, we didn't want to put out too many options because we didn't know what was going to happen, how big this was going to be able to manage, and how they could manage it at their end. So if you're on the fence about getting a Warrior, if you're thinking about getting a Warrior, contact me after you buy one. You go ahead and contact me, and you can tell me you want Nathan's sandblasted finish. It's a matte gray, and it's really slick. This one here in my hand, after I work on them all, we did the photography and such, I oil everything down, as you guys know, and then I put it in a sheath, I package it all up, and I ship it off to the customer. It is a carbon steel, even though it's D2, CPM D2 for that matter. But even though it's a carbon steel, D2, it is part of the stainless family, but it is still susceptible to you know, a little bit of corrosion and stuff and surface rust if you don't maintain your knife properly. So just because I'm using CPM D2 doesn't mean that you can just abuse it and ignore it. You do have to you know, give it some care, but it's not as much as you would with 01 or 1085 and 1095. But just amazing. I am so happy with this finish that I went ahead, I contacted a couple of people that have recently bought knives from me, and Nathan was one person that responded back and said, yeah, I love that look, I'll take it. So, Nathan, this is your knife, buddy. So by the time this video comes out, you probably already have this in your hand. I just wanted to say thank you. Also, thank you to everybody else that's been supporting me, both with the Warrior Poet Society, as well as the other purchases and the other orders that are coming through, like Melvin's, for instance. I'm really looking forward to doing Melvin's knife. It'll be really cool. But this is really nice. It's just a slick look. I like the finish and getting to the feel now, which is one of the other videos, the reason why I want to mention. The width of this, Melvin asked about, you know, doing it with the scales. I use 3/8 inch thick micarta slabs. So when they start out thick slabs like this. They start out as a thick slab like this, and these are made for rogues and Montanas, or rogues and warriors. They're 3/8 inch thick, and then I shape them that way. So you do have a really nice wide. You're going to get 3/4 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch right in here, and it'll be 3/4 of an inch down here. So it's not going to be any thinner than that. You're going to get a good size knife. You're going to get a good swell on the belly here. You're going to be looking at roughly 1.25 inches right here at the swell. But I try to curve everything so when you're holding it with your finger in here like this, you're not going to get pinching, you're not going to feel any harsh parts. Some guys that do acid stonewash finishes or other finishes on their knives, they have a tendency of leaving the top flat. And I'm starting to get out of, I did it when I first started making a couple of them, but I've got a couple of new ways I'm doing this, so I'm trying to round everything off a little bit more. Thank you, Jeff. Yes, I like that idea. Now this part's going to be a little bit flatter than up here, only because of how your fingers sit, in there. And again, I don't just make decisions on my knives based on just what I like. I hand these off to people. I've handed my knives off to women and men that have nothing to do about knives. They don't know anything about knives. They have different size hands. I hand it to them. They tell me what they like and what they don't like, and then we go over the reasons why they do or don't like it. And then I kind of take that, put that in my toolbox, and I apply it to my knives. But Melvin, hopefully you're going to like your knife. I was making this video specifically more detailed towards you and other people that were thinking about rogues and warriors. This is what you get here. Again, awesome. Everybody else, thank you very much for the support again. That's what I say. If you think you're on the fence about a knife or you really can't afford a knife right now and you think you might want to support me, jump over to patreon.com. You go to patreon.com/CK Knife and Tool. There's options, 3 different levels that you could become a patron supporter of mine, basically to help my knife business as well as my YouTube channel grow. And you do have an opportunity to win opportunities, either win a whole knife like this, you can win money to put towards a knife, and you can win other little swag. You have little knives, you have big knives, you have all sorts of stuff. All the details are in there. So jump out, ckknifeandtool.com or ckknifeandtool.com or patreon.com/ckknifeandtool. We're coming up on June, so after June, anybody that's got less than 6 months into Patreon, if you do get in and there's like 2 or 3 months before the end of the year where I do a drawing, you are not going to be eligible for that because it wouldn't be fair for everybody else that's been putting in for months and months on end. So you got to be at least be a patron of mine for at least 6 months to make it fair for everybody else that gets involved. Anyhow, guys, thank you very much. Once again, thank you to all the subscribers. The numbers are great. I love it. I would have never thought in a million years it's growing like it is. So thank you for all that. Thank you for all the shares over on Facebook and all the support over on Instagram. And once again, check out Instagram, check out Facebook, because I always do something different than I do over here. Until the next video, guys, you take it easy. Have a good one. We'll see you later.